Hi everyone, Eugene Sachs here with another review from GameCritics.com. Cat Rascal and their friends just want to have fun, and for a while they did. Then a portal ripped open and drenched the world in chaos. Naturally, fun was no longer an option. This group of cats spent years putting together a mech that could survive the portal's energy, and now it's up to them to delve into the portal and bring fun back to the world. Whale Peak Games presents Go Mecha Ball, an isometric roguelike twin-stick shooter where players control Cat Rascal, or one of their friends, through a dangerous realm full of robots that want to fire as many bullets as possible into their faces. Players will run around arenas picking up guns and shooting waves of enemies that drop gold to buy items or crystals that can be used for permanent upgrades between runs. Completing each level in a run awards a power-up, either more damage, more health, or a special ability, including things like a rocket jump that damages enemies around the player, turrets that help fend off enemies, or grenades that deal area damage. While a max of 2 guns and 2 abilities the player can have at any moment is nice, the most important tool is being able to transform into a ball that comes with a boost. It does function as a dash, but it's also the main way players can gain ammo for their guns. As enemies attack the player, ball dashing into enemies to deny the attack forces enemies to drop ammo. In later levels, the dash can also be used to clear stage hazards, strip armor from enemies, and push enemies off ledges. This boost has a limit though, and managing it requires consistent strategy. The dash isn't the only bit of strategy that needs to be used though. Each level also has aspects that must be utilized in order to eliminate every enemy. For example, many areas are vertical in scope, which means enemies can be above or below the player. Finding bounce pads to go up or dropping down onto enemies from above will be needed. Some levels also have boost pads that act like a free dash into enemies, causing damage or the denials that award ammo. While this might seem like it adds up to a solid action experience, don't forget that Go Mecha Ball is a roguelike, and the progression here is strange. Before each run, players can use tokens in gacha machines, and these are what award abilities, weapons, and upgrades that are not given right away, but instead must be found during a run. This didn't quite land for me, as there was never a solid sense of making progress. It just felt like I was adding random pickups to the levels. Another odd aspect to Go Mecha Ball's roguelike status is that enemy variety is slim, so it's easy to learn patterns. In an effort to combat this low variety, players will get an artifact that increases the difficulty of the next run, but this essentially meant it was the same enemies, but this time they'd have extra armor or a healing aura to buff their buddies. Variety is one of the hallmarks of the roguelike genre, but this ain't it. I would much rather have more enemy types instead of the same goons bulked up. This limited number of foes made every run feel too similar. Honestly though, I can largely forgive Go Mecha Ball in both instances because frankly, I had such a great time with it. The physics feel smooth and responsive in a way that works for me, and it's satisfying to launch off a ramp in ball form, transform to shoot an enemy midair, transform back to dash into another enemy, and then send them off the level in one smooth motion. Because of moments like this, Go Mecha Ball has rolled its way into being one of my favorite games of the year in just a few short hours. For me, Go Mecha Ball gets an 8 out of 10.